So how much do you really know about yourself? Instead of searching inward for answers, you might be able to get them by looking at your own handwriting. Lisa Lanno is a psychic spirit medium as well as a handwriting analyst, and she's joined by our intern, Catherine Amenta. Ladies, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Catherine and I volunteered to have a handwriting sample.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, tell me a little bit about what handwriting analysis is all about.
Well, your handwriting is basically your brain print, which is like your fingerprint. No two are the same. Even though they're similar, nothing is the same. And it reveals a lot of different things about your personality traits, how you are when you're away from your job, and your signature reveals how you are publicly. So what you feel about yourself in public.
And what is it used for?
Anything and everything.
Really? Okay.
I think it could be used for a lot more than people know. It is used in criminal cases, fraud, things like that. But it's also really good for everyday use. If you are, say, going to hire somebody to come in and maybe take care of an elderly grandparent, you want to make sure that person's honest and that they're not, you know,
And you could tell that from
crazy.
your handwriting?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
There's so many different things you can, honestly, you can tell if somebody has really negative traits, really bad ones, like perverted traits or things like that. There's a lot you can tell.
And do you ever combine your psychic abilities with your handwriting expertise?
I try not to, but I can't help it.
Really? They go
Yeah,
kind of hand in hand?
It's kind of like, all right, you're moving forward in your life, and then something will say, oh, did you just buy a new house? Or, you know, so that's kind of the psychic ability coming in. Or I think your grandmother's here, and she's saying, yeah, so.
Can you change your handwriting? Like, can you trick, are you ever tricked by it?
You
Or
could
do you have...
try. You could try to change your handwriting, and there's actually exercises.
Oh.
If, for example, you are very repressed and you repress your feelings, and you have a significant other who's very emotionally giving, you can practice your handwriting to change it a little bit. But basically,
That's not really going to change your own personality, though, right?
It will help to modify.
Okay.
So that, you know, you can be a little more outgoing or be a little bit more inward or whatever it is that you need to work on. It's kind of like therapy, and it's free. So.
There you go. All right, well, let's talk about the samples here. Well, you have Catherine's here. She has very nice handwriting, it looks like to me.
She does, and that doesn't matter. People say
it's irrelevant.
I tried to write neat
People
today.
say to me, oh, you know, it's messy. It doesn't matter. Well, the first thing I can see from here, and I can even tell you how I'm getting some of these.
Okay.
Your margins over here, see how you're moved forward?
Yeah.
It means that you are moving forward with your life. And there's nothing here holding you back. So you're moving forward with your life. And just before we went on, you did say that you were in school.
Yeah.
So there we go. Now, I have to tell you that you are way too hard on yourself.
You could tell, that's great. Why?
Way
What
too
is,
hard.
what is the indicator of that?
She's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Everything has to be perfect, and she's going to get down on herself if it's not.
And is that true, Catherine? Would you?
It's- Wow, she really can get a lot from this.
Yep,
It's
just
right on,
from
huh?
this,
Crazy.
you have some really, now if they said to me, should we hire her as an intern? Absolutely. She's got just the normal amount of distance between yourself and others. So you don't have a huge wall, don't talk to me, don't touch me, you know, stay away from me. But yet you're not, have to be on top of everybody and know all the gossip. And you're just very, very normal.
I think I could vouch for that. You're pretty normal.
Yeah, pretty normal. I would say you have the same amount of influence in your life from your mother and your father, probably a little bit more so from your mom. Now, sometimes people say to me, well, but my mom's passed away. It's like, it doesn't matter. And I don't feel that with you, but it's just that that person gave you a lot of, is an influence in your life. You're very stable, but there's something lately, and this does change, that's making you feel a little bit down. Now that could be, and that's private, so I won't ask you what, but it could be anything from your cat is sick to you had a fight with your boyfriend. It could be anything, and those are the traits that change, but these basic changes don't.
And how do you know that? Is it because is it written on a slant a little bit? I could
She's
see
writing
or...
sort of down, okay? You keep your emotions in check at all times. Sometimes you repress them. So you got to pull it out of her if you want to know how
All
she
right,
really
that's what
feels.
we'll do, huh?
But how do you really feel? And you're pretty, but here's what makes up for it is you're open to people once you get to know them. Otherwise, you're kind of closed. Publicly, a little bit different. You're out there, you have to be the center of things because you have to be in this kind of work, yet you don't want anybody to really get to know you. And that's normal because you are public.
Right.
So that is kind of normal.
So my handwriting is very different from Catherine's.
I know, I'm making the faces already. First of all, the producer gave this to me.
Yes.
And I just went, whoa, and she took it away. Do it on air. Okay. You are all over the place. And I mean emotionally. You're just,
I feel like I'm kind of stable emotionally.
I
No?
didn't say you weren't stable.
Okay.
You're just all over the place. You have so much going on in your head. And you have so much you want to get done. You're like, yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that.
Well, that's true. I
Yeah,
can vouch for that.
You are very open. You are very outgoing. So you are really perfect for the type of work that you have because you're a people person. You have a real serious creative side. I don't know what it is that you do, but I know that you have a creative side. It could be writing. It could be, I feel like it's something creating, like almost writing scripts or doing some sort of.
You never know. Okay.
Yeah, you've got a real creative side. Now, what you see is what you get. So you are the very same publicly as you are privately. You're out there big and outgoing. Well, actually, you're little, but you're very outgoing and you are very open as far as trusting people.
I think that's
You're
true.
very open. You don't keep a lot of space between yourself and others. You don't. I feel like you don't mind a house full of people.
No, that's true. Is
Yeah.
that because I have no margins on my paper?
No, that means something else.
Oh, okay.
That means you like to fill up every minute.
That's true.
You
Every
wanna fill
single
up
minute,
every
actually.
minute, otherwise, you're not happy. You're.
That's funny. This is incredible that you
It's
can
fun.
determine all this. I mean, we've never met before.
No, we've never met before. I
You
said,
get
you
my
took
life
this away
story
from
here.
me. Pretty much so. Father's a big influence.
Sure.
I don't know in what way, but father's a big influence.
I write just like him.
Oh,
Like,
do
we have
you?
identical handwriting.
Oh, so you're probably just a lot like him. I mean, I could go on here forever, but mostly you're very stable as well. And on the opposite end, you've got things that are making you feel really good right now in your life. And remember, those are the things that change. So when you're hiring somebody, keep in mind if everything is good, but their handwriting is slanted way down like that.
Something's
you
going
might-
on. That's a great tip
Something's
to
going
keep
on.
in mind.
But it might only be something, then you could say to the person, I just get a feeling that something's not right. Is everything okay? And they say, yeah, my grandma just passed away. So you know that's something that's normal. But if everything else goes along with it, their writing's all different which ways.
Tells a
And-
lot about a person, right?
And they have it down. They may be suicidal. It's not somebody you want around your cat or dog.
No, it makes
Or
sense.
elder.
Lisa, where can we find more information on you? Do you have a website? Or,
I do. It's Lisa M. Lanno, LANNO.com.
Very good.
And of course, Facebook, just Lisa
We'll
Lanno.
check you out there. Catherine, what do you think? This was pretty cool, right?
This is really interesting. Wow.
We'll
This is
have
great.
all the information on our website, WTNH.com. Just click on style. You'll find everything there. Thank you both for being here.
Thank
It was
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
fun.